Nothing matches the excitement and intensity of watercross. Whether they're standing over their ski or hunkering down in the saddle, these athletes push their bodies and boats to the limit. This is the 2009 Toyota Governor's Cup. Brought to you by the Beach Sports Network.
Welcome to the banks of the Kanawha River here in the capital city of Charleston, West Virginia, home of the Toyota Governor's Cup. I'm your host, David Nisley, and we're looking forward to an exciting weekend of jet ski racing. Not only is there a huge cash purse and major contingency money up for grabs, but at the end of the weekend, we will crown the 2009 champions. So stick around as the action heats up here on the 2009 IJSBA Pro Jet Ski Tour from Charleston, West Virginia. We're here in Charleston, West Virginia, last stop of the 2009 IJSBA Pro Jet Skis Tour, and we got a little bit of a unique setup with the course this week. Bill, talk about how it affects the setup of the skis.
This particular course, we have a really long start. So one of the things that we're doing is we're propping up to take advantage of that long start. However, we can't overprop too much because there are some really tight sections on this course. If we do that, we lose some ground in the middle part of the race.
We'll see how that setup affects the racing a little later in the show. In today's Extreme Summary, brought to you by Millstone Graphics, we'll bring you the highlights from our previous events in Syracuse and Rochester. Take a look.
They charge off the starting gate and make a left-hand turn. Two boats together. Little tap on the outside. Jojo Maniz going hard to the outside. Trick back to the inside, Billy Baldwin, and looks like Dearman up front. So Brian Baldwin and Billy Dearman charge into the front as they make a left. Right up front, carving some great corners. Brian Baldwin with the hole shot in the early lead. There's Billy Dearman in behind him. So it's Baldwin and Dearman charging the right-hand marker. They make a left, carve back to the right. Two riders to the front, a lot of wash in behind him. You see a huge spray as they make the right-hand turn. And checkered flag flying for our race winner, number 9, Brian Baldwin, taking the checkers. However, the battle in the back, Dearman gets shoved to the outside. And look at this, Claude Clayton checking out. He's going to hold down that second spot through these final couple of turns. He goes around the outside section. No way Dearman's going to run him down now. It's going to take a miracle. Catches his buoys, makes a left-hand turn. Final corner and comes to the finish line. Wow, that was something else, but we're seeing teammates do that.
How about that? Watching 20 laps, watching that kid go to work, inside, outside, inside, outside. But let me tell you something, folks. There might be a little tension in that trailer in about 5 minutes.
Oh my, the 300, Jimmy Eastworld Wilson darts out of the start gate, looking over his left shoulder. Puchalski right in there with him. Boomer looked like the 300 was going to get to the corner first, but he didn't. Puchalski fired it up and got there before him.
So it's Puchalski again on the inside with the leg drag. Flores goes wide, and he's going to give up a spot. Now Flores is going to have to go to work. It looks like Haig on the outside.
Yeah, Bill Hurricane Haig looking to make a move to the outside here. He's charging down. It is Puchalski with the lead, but look at this. I told you Bill Hurricane Haig was looking to make a move. Carmine Colangelo in there, and there's Rick Shurker in third place. There it is. Rick Shurker takes over the lead. Bill Hurricane Haig fades back to second position. There is the lapper in there. Haig not going to give up. He'll chew tenaciously on the backside of that 927 of Rick Shurker. So Shurker bringing his A game out here on Lake Onondaga. So Shurker makes a right. His final left-hand turn. Here he comes to the blacks and white. Rick Shurker on the number 912. He is your winner. It looks like he just concentrates right off the gate, gets out there quick, and we know how important the hole shot is, especially when he's got that big power boat out there leading the way. Is that Ian Tosca running there in second on a borrowed boat there, Boomer?
No, I believe that could be Wilf right now running that 2 slot on the inside. Outside, it's going to be Ian Tosca on the Juan Rada Kawasaki from Burlington, Ontario.
Well, this is interesting because Scotty Wilk did finish fourth. He is in fourth position overall right now. If he can get up front and run.
But he misses the buoy. He misses the buoy. He's got to go back, and he gives a slot up to Billy Dearman.
Oh, bad break there for Scotty Wilk as he misses the buoy. A lot of chop out there. Makes it tough to pass.
So, you know what it looks like? It looks like Farthing right now, the overall winner. Ian Tosca second. And I believe Scotty Wilk will take the third and final podium spot.
Yeah, we'll have to do the math on it. We'll find out when this race finishes up. But wouldn't that be a wild turn of events if after a broken boat, Trey Frame, unfortunately, getting shuffled to the back. Although he is showing an Iron Man spirit, staying out there and keeping running even though he's taking on water every lap. Here comes our race leader across the finish line, Dustin Farthing. He is your winner. Somebody off the center there did get to the front, but it looks like Flores made up that ground off that first turn. Left-hand corner they come. Jimmy Wilson right in there with him, as is Rick Shirker. So 1, 2, and 3. No surprises there as Flores goes to the front. You got Shirker in second, and you've got, looks like Bill Hurricane Haig now there in third. So good hole shot out of the 106 rider. Moto number 1, it was Flores 1, Wilson 2, Shirker 3. Moto 2, it was Flores 1, Wilson 2, and Shirker 3. So that means right now Wilson and Shirker both have 5 points. If Wilson were to win, he'd end with 6. If Flores finishes in third position, he'll have 1, 1, and 3, which will give him 5 for the overall win. So Flores definitely needs to hold on to, at a minimum, that third position. Final couple of turns coming for you. If he can keep it from doing anything disastrous, he may have the overall win here. We'll get the math done at the end of this race. Turning left and coming around that buoy. Here he comes toward the finish line. The number 912 out of Doylestown, Pennsylvania, the Fly Kawasaki.
And how about that for Ricky Shirker? Give up a big round of applause. That was one heck of a jet ski race right there, folks.
Ricky Shirker coming home, taking the blacks and whites. He is your winner. Jimmy Wilson across in second position, and it looks like Rob Flores will round out the top 3.
Next year, we'll be making several stops with the EVP Beach Volleyball Tour, so we thought it would be fun to show off a little friendly rivalry between the two groups. After the break, see what happens when our racers come out of the water and try their hand at beach volleyball. Did I mention they'd be playing the ladies? Watercross guys versus beach volleyball girls. The Beach Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Charleston, home of the state capital of West Virginia. This city is rich in history and culture. Charleston is nestled in the mountains, but yet has all the benefits of a cutting-edge metropolis. Because of this, Charleston, West Virginia is a perfect location for hosting sporting events, conventions, as well as church and corporate retreats. So when you're planning your next event and you need a dynamic city that is as fun as it is beautiful, think Charleston, West Virginia.
What if we could use the sun to help keep us cool? Solar-powered ventilation to help cool you. Available on the 3rd generation Prius. It's harmony between man, nature, and machine.
The 2009 Toyota Governor's Cup is brought to you by Toyota, Charleston, West Virginia Convention and Visitors Bureau, Millstone Graphics, Sea-Doo, and the Beach Sports Network. What happens when you line up 6 rough and rowdy watercross riders and have them play volleyball against 4 of the hard-hitting beauties of the EVP Tour? It's about what you'd expect.
You're going to wipe the court with these guys, right?
We're sure going to try, because they're going to flood the water with us.
The ladies destroyed the guys, 21-6, with a little help from EVP player Aaron Gray's daughters. Check out this serve.
Oh, fellas, a serve for the ladies.
The plan was to have Laura Lee Smith and Sheila Shaw hit the river so the guys could exact their revenge. Unfortunately, action on the courts ran long on Saturday. Sunday morning gave us too much debris in the Kanawha River for the girls to be allowed in, much to their dismay. Maybe next time, boys. Charleston was something of a test weekend for us. Starting next season, The EVP and the UWP IJSBA Tours will be partnering at as many as 10 venues to bring you the top watercross and beach volleyball action. Here's just a quick glimpse of what's in store.
All right, we're standing here with one of the EVP organizers. Teresa, let's talk a little bit about the EVP and Pro Jet Skis. What do you think of putting these two events together?
I think it's a great idea just because you got the mix of the water and the sand, and the jet skis are really cool. So I see volleyball all the time, so adding the jet skis to it, it's a whole nother dimension.
Yeah, we're standing with Josh Basham. They call him Disco. Bubba, what do you think of this event, having volleyball and jet skis together?
Absolutely fantastic, man. I love watching the volleyball. I love watching jet ski racing. Combining the two, fantastic.
The Kanawha River proved to be a great venue for the Tour's freestyle riders. Here's a bit of the action.
And now Van Sickle up on the handle pole, going to ride it right down, grabs a handful of throttle. Nice transition right there, a 180 bulldog around, back into Trey, make some noise. How about that, Charleston?
It's looking really good out there into a 180 nose tab.
Nice little 180 nose tab for Van Sickle. And now Wadowiak's going to try to regain control. And he's going to go into a big can. How about that? Nice 180 nose tab floater. Comes right out of it. Right back into a no-handed air. And now a 180 going the other way. And it's a leg drag 360. How about that? And he's going to go into a barrel roll right into the buoy, and he comes out nice and smooth. How about that? Make some noise. Jeremy's going to set up his own weight, come right back into it, and he's going to open with a big underflip into a submarine tail stall. A 3-for-1 right there, folks. And it's him with a sprung monkey up and over the nose. How about that? The kiss of death. And Jeremy back on the boat. He's going to reach right up to the handle pole, right into another bulldog. Down, and he's just going to go for a big one-handed barrel roll to finish the routine. How about that? Make some noise for Jeremy Parr. And he's going to set up a wake, and it's right into a big, clean underflip into a nose stab. How about that for the Cyclone Malone to open the routine? Here's his third trick, and it's a big one-footed backflip, a one-footed backflip for Malone. Make some noise. Let's hear it, crowd. I don't hear you. Right into another big, clean barrel roll. And he's just straight into another two backflips in a row, into a submarine, a slight bobble for Malone, but I tell you what, when you do two backflips into a submarine, there's not much else you can say.
Eric the Cyclone Malone showed the crowd why he is the 8-time world freestyle champion. Jeremy Parr finished second in the pro division, with Doug Wadowiak and Brandon Van Sickle finishing first and second, respectively, in the amateur class.
I'm with now 9-time world champion Eric Malone. Eric, the freestyle competition went really well for you. I thought you were going to pull the triple backflip. It looked like you got a little deep on the double.
Yeah, I think I got mixed up there with some of the debris coming down, from last night's rain. But the double was great. Did the double yesterday, and just had a really kind of laid-back, smooth routine. Took my time, and I just wanted to kind of more or less be flawless today.
Very nice. Your 2009 IJSBA champion, Eric Malone. For Beach Sports Network, I'm David Nisley.
After the break, we'll bring you the highlights of Saturday's moto action, the first rounds of the Runabout Open and Ski GP when the Beach Sports Network returns.
What if we could use the sun to help keep us cool? Solar-powered ventilation to help cool you. Available on the 3rd generation Prius. It's harmony between man, nature, and machine.
Every Sea-Doo is built to last a decade. That's a decade of fun, a decade of performance, a decade of exhilaration, and a lifetime of memories that only Sea-Doo can deliver. Sea-Doo, the good life just got better.
The 2009 Toyota Governor's Cup is brought to you by Toyota, Charleston, West Virginia Convention and Visitors Bureau, Holiday Inn Charleston House, Sea-Doo, and the Beach Sports Network.
This is the penultimate stop on the 2009 IJSBA Pro Jet Ski Tour. When the spray settles on Sunday's racing, we'll know who this year's champions are. There's a very close battle in the Ski GP class between Rick Shirker and Rob Flores. They're in a virtual tie for the title. Jimmy Wilson still has an outside shot at the points championship, and he'll look to play the role of spoiler. So stay with us as our riders take to the water here in Charleston, West Virginia for the Toyota Governor's Cup.
Pro-Am Ski GP on course. Out of the hole shot, your early leader, the 106 of Bill Hurricane Haig out of Apex, North Carolina. However, going to the outside run, Rick Shirker on the number 912 Fly, Scat Track, Hydroturf, Riva Kawasaki, looking for some clean water, makes a left and charges down that long front straightaway. Out of the inside split, here comes the Hurricane. They're side by side as they charge for that far right-hand marker. Shirker on the right, Hurricane on the left. They go through the corner. Look at this. Shirker with a great move takes the lead on the outside. That puts the number 106 of Bill Hurricane Haig back in second position. Coming through in third is the 300 of Jimmy Wilson on that Hurricane Racing Slippery Scott Goggles Kawasaki. You can see Shirker dialed it up as he makes a left and heads past that back marker. Tough sledding for the 88 of Rob Flores, the Las Vegas, Nevada native, had a shot at the national title. Unfortunately, a mechanical off the start gate put him several laps down, so he's going to be out of contention here in Charleston, West Virginia. We look back at our leaders there. You can see he's running the same pace as that group, however, a couple of laps down. There goes Shirker around that left-hand marker. We passed Haig, takes a look over his shoulder, realizes Haig's about 10 bolt lengths back. All he's got to do is relax, finish these last couple of corners, get to the finish line marker, and he will win his first ever IJSBA Pro Jet Ski National Championship, finishing up here at the Toyota Governor's Cup in Charleston, West Virginia.
We're in the pits with one of the unfortunate recipients of a bad break today. Rob Flores, the 88 boat. You had a mechanical failure, and it's amazing it was such a small part. Talk about it.
Yeah, you know, this racing stuff, big part is mechanical, you know, and big part's luck. Unfortunately, I had two bad parts, you know. A 10-cent fuse cost me quite a few thousands of dollars, you know, but what are you going to do? That's racing.
Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate that that part broke for you, and it's one of those things you wouldn't know about. It just happens. You can't replace them before every race.
Yeah, the only way a person would know is if he had a crystal ball, you know, and then, you know, hey, what are you going to do?
Pro-Am runabout open on course to number 4 of Erminio Iantosca with the early hole shot and the early lead. The Naples, Florida Mountain Motorsports Jet Pilot Kawasaki off the front and running well. The number 1 of Dustin Farthing, the Port St. Lucie, Florida rider, aboard his TBM Racing Kawasaki Motors Red Line Oils rig. You can see him making short work of the 20 of Guy Greenland there out of Australia aboard his Jet Pilot DBS as he makes a charge toward the front, makes that left-hand turn and charges down that long front straightaway as he heads to that far right marker. There's your second place racer right now, number 477, Jay Edworthy out of Cambridge, Ontario, aboard his Race Tech Sea-Doo. Edworthy trying to hold off the hard charge of Dustin Farthing aboard his number 1 rig as the young man out of Port St. Lucie tries to track him down. There's your 4th place rider on the number 1 USA. That's Billy Dearman on that big white boat coming to you out of Madison, Mississippi, running his Judge Motorsports Kawasaki for all it's worth. There's your second place rider being passed now by the number 1 of Dustin Farthing. So Farthing finally gets around the 477 and solves the riddle that is Jay Edworthy. So the Cambridge, Ontario rider on his Race Tech Sea-Doo shuffled back to 3rd. Farthing is long and gone. The capital of West Virginia, Charleston, is located on the Kanawha and Elk Rivers at the intersection of 3 major interstate highways. Long an industrial city, Charleston is growing as an arts and cultural center, largely in thanks to the Clay Center for the Arts and Sciences.
Hi, we're here in downtown Charleston, starting our city tour here at the Clay Center. Let's get started.
Visitors and residents alike can shop for fresh produce at the Capitol Market.
Looks good.
grab a bite to eat at Soho's. Every town on the tour has shopping, but the Charleston Town Center offers 3 stories of shopping and dining, located just a stone's throw away from downtown hotels and businesses.
Behind me are the steps leading up to the heart and soul of West Virginia, the state capital, Charleston.
When you visit Charleston, be sure to stay with our hosts at the Holiday Inn Charleston House.
At the Charleston House, which is actually one of the oldest hotels in town. It's over 42 years old. It's also the only hotel that has a beautiful view, as you can see, on top of the hotel. The amenities, of course, we have suites here, over 256 rooms, and banquet space to also accommodate over 600 people. Again, this is an anchor in the town, and it surrounds the mountains in West Virginia.
The city of Charleston and everybody getting involved in the partnership between the state, we're able to make these and bring these venues to the state of West Virginia. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for us to show off our state, the people in our state, the hospitality, the quality of life, not only to come and visit, but come and live here. And we have a campaign going on, come home to West Virginia. Well, when Trey and Phil bring not only themselves back, but they bring their friends with them, it really makes a difference. And now people are saying, hey, pretty good place to be.
Welcome to Charleston, home of the state capital of West Virginia. This city is rich in history and culture. Charleston is nestled in the mountains, but yet has all the benefits of a cutting-edge metropolis. Because of this, Charleston, West Virginia is a perfect location for hosting sporting events, conventions, as well as church and corporate retreats. So when you're planning your next event and you need a dynamic city that is as fun as it is beautiful, think Charleston, West Virginia.
The broadcast you are watching is a product of Final Cut Productions. Have you ever considered how to make your company or product more well-known? Well, here at Final Cut Productions, we can make that a reality with a high-impact, groundbreaking commercial. Whether you need local or national coverage. Better yet, have you ever had an idea for your own TV show? Or would you like to have your event produced like the broadcast you are watching right now? Then contact Final Cut Productions today and become well-known.
The 2009 Toyota Governor's Cup is brought to you by Toyota, Charleston, West Virginia Convention and Visitors Bureau, Bud Light Lime and Land Shark Lager, Sea-Doo, and the Beach Sports Network.
And so it's the Mississippi squad 1-2 right now with Clayton following in second. And I believe Farthing's going to try to get by Itasca and get back on top of the podium.
Boy, I tell you what, Arminio Iantasca coming out of Florida, really working hard to get there. Look at Farthing cutting through this crowd. Big debris out there. These guys negotiating investigate. Oh, buoy miss there, Boomer.
Farthing misses another buoy. Now he loses 2 more spots. The kid's going to have to go to work down the backstretch.
That TBM Racing Kawasaki, he'll light the fires and kick the tires underneath that rig. The number 1 of Dustin Farthing in an unusual position. He's back in 4th place, trying to track down the leaders. Yeah, Dearman misses a buoy too as he comes through there. He had to track back and make it up. So now Dearman with the unenviable task of trying to track down that number 1 boat of Dustin Farthing out of Port St. Lucie, Florida on the TBM Racing Kawasaki Motors rig.
And so Farthing all the way to the front. I tell you what, Farthing out front right now, going down the backstretch. After 2 missed buoys and running 5th, he's now your leader with halfway to go.
Oh, Scotty Wilk misses a buoy. He's got to go back and collect that buoy. He loses 2 positions.
And now Wilk, he's out of the points battle. He loses 2 more spots to Dearman. Dearman with a half-track reprieve right now.
Well, this is huge because, as we know, this is a 3-moto format here. Scotty Wilk needs to get back up in there, get on the rear fin of that number 1 boat of Dustin Farthing.
And there's Farthing taking a checker, but it's going to be it.
Dustin Farthing crossed the finish line leading the race, but it was ruled that he missed a few buoys on the course that he failed to pick up, leading him to place 5th in the race. Adding insult to injury, the Coast Guard and race officials declared that it was unsafe to continue Sunday's racing due to the amount of debris in the Kanawha River. 20-foot-long trees and large stumps floated through the course, and racing was halted out of concern for the safety of our riders. Season point totals then had to be calculated based on the racing to that point. Here's how it all shook out. In the Pro-Am Ski GP, it was Rick Shirker in first place. Bill Hurricane Haig finished 2nd, and Jimmy Wilson rounded out the top 3. In the Pro-Am Runabout Open, Billy Dearman ended up 1st, Erminio Iantasca 2nd, and Scotty Wilk 3rd. The 2009 National Tour finished up here in Charleston. And on behalf of Upstate Watercraft Promotions, we wish all the national champions good luck at the IJSBA World Finals at Lake Havasu, October 10th through the 19th. Check out UWP Inc. for the latest news and information.
So, another phenomenal weekend of racing brings the 2009 IJSBA Pro Jet Ski Tour to a close. Get to UWPinc.com for the latest jet ski news and the final championship standings. We look forward to seeing all of you at Lake Havasu in October. Until then, for Upstate Watercraft Promotions in the Beach Sports Network, I'm David Nisley. Back here in Charleston, West Virginia with Tony Vo, owner and operator of Jet Tribe. Talk a little bit about this event and where we're at here. What do you think of having beach volleyball and the jet skis together?
You know what, with watercraft and also with the beach volleyball is 2 of the coolest lifestyle sport around. And for the organizers and the promoters to combine the 2, it's awesome. I mean, right now we're actually getting some players that have never seen a watercraft before ask about it. Some watercraft guys seen the pro beach volleyball here, they asked about it too. So I think this is a perfect marriage.
We're here at the Toyota Governor's Cup in Charleston, West Virginia with the world's strongest man, Phil Pfister. Phil, your first time at a race on a jet ski, how's it feel?
Man, you know, you get out there in that water and it's not like going out and playing every evening after work. It's like there's super chop. Your heart's pounding, pounding, pounding the whole time you're trying to get laps in. And for a beginner, man, it really is the beginning. It's tough, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of fun, though.
Stick around because I don't know what I have to say next because I think it's something to do with the action heating up and something like that. So later on, we'll get this right. When you watch that TV, it'll look really good.